So we're probably gonna get up in this soon. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started because I'm not gonna wait for other folks to show up, and then if they show up, they do. So yesterday I went through and we were on Anoki's route and Arihi's route, and that was very fun for me, honestly. Like, I had a great time with that. So today we have left Ashley and Isabelle. So I think we're gonna start with Isabelle, and we're gonna go from there. And also, so yesterday I was out here. I was reading out the lines of dialogue for folks. Was that helpful? Was that obnoxious? Do you want me to keep doing that? What do y'all say today? Let me know in chat. Aight, we out here with Malik again, manager at Popeyes. And we are meeting at Pink Lobster today. Man, how could you ditch the breakfast your abuela made you? That's just rude. You should probably get something to eat before you make the walk to the theater, or maybe you'll see a friend on the way. Your mind is cluttered. You're unsure on where to focus your attention. For once in your life, you feel unsure of, well, yourself. Unsure of what you're doing. Unsure of where your life is headed. You don't even realize you're standing in the middle of the sidewalk, spaced out as you run through whatever thoughts are in your head. You snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. When you hear the clearing of a throat behind you and begin to walk towards somewhere, you're not sure where that somewhere is. Do you need a drink? Some food? Both? Can you get both at 11 a.m.? Yes, you can. In a city as big as this? Probably. The city might sleep, but it's too early for an afternoon siesta. It's noon by the time you finally figure out where you want to spend your afternoon and grab the drink you desperately need. Or maybe the food will be enough to put you back in your usual chipper mood. You enter the Popeyes Bar Fusion. Excuse me? Popeyes Bar Fusion. I feel like if you could get a drink at Popeyes, the world would be a much different place, and I honestly don't know whether it would be better or worse. We're not going to dwell on that, I don't think, today. You don't want your bad mood to become even worse. Taking a step forward at the intersection of Popeyes and the bar, contemplating which direction you'd rather take. You know what? It's noon, we gonna get a drink. You decide you could go for a drink first, maybe grab some overly greasy chicken afterwards to help you sober up before you have to deal with a bunch of elementary school kids messing up the lines they should have memorized a month ago. Okay, well, wait, nope, I redact that statement now. Why are you drinking before you go to work with kids? Don't do that. Get a drink after the fact. The bar is mostly empty. You take a seat near the bartender, sparking up some conversation after ordering your drink. Maybe you go for something light, a grapefruit mimosa to keep the day tart. Well, now we know that Isabelle is not on antidepressants because, as anybody who's on antidepressants can tell you, grapefruit interacts with your meds in a bad way, so, good for her, I guess. Whatever the fuck that means, your bartender recommended it to you. You sip at your drink as you glance out the window, watching the world pass you by. Maybe having a bad day won't kill you. After all, it can be healthy for life to be imperfect every now and then. It's true. Wait, oh. Well. Surprise! Okay, so today we have learned that if you go to the bar first, that's the end of the route. So we're gonna gonna go a different route. Hey to everybody in the chat who's saying hey back. I'm glad you all are here with me. We just did a run at Isabelle's route and figured out that if you go to the bar first instead of to the Popeyes, it's over. So we're gonna go the other way now and go to the Popeyes first. So back to Isabelle Morgan. If you weren't here yesterday, she is a theater teacher. She is 27. She's a Leo. I never bothered Googling it. Her pronouns, liked Spamilton before it was cool, no longer likes Spamilton. Bitches be singing all the time and wonder why people call them birds. Alright. Oh yeah, also, before we get into it, earlier in the session I asked if people still wanted me to read the lines out loud or just let the game run for itself. Go ahead and leave your opinions down below while I get a sip of coffee. Alright, I will read the lines then, since Esther's the only one who said something. Alright. You hum out a few lines of Spamilton, your latest musical obsession, as you scroll through your contacts list. It shouldn't be that tough a decision for you, but you find yourself hovering over names for a moment too long, wondering who your best bet would be. Are you in the mood for a bite to eat and casual chat? Or maybe you should go to the fast food and maybe just get some groceries instead. Wait, you know what to do. And of course you do, because this is the demo and you only got one route you can take right now. And before you change your mind, you flick through your contacts for the name you're looking for, hitting send without a second thought. We gonna be out here with fuckboy Malik. Again. Love this man. Let's go. Meeting at the Pink Lobster. Pink Lobster. Alright, so, you aren't sure where you're going as you leave your house. Not really in the mood to deal with public transit or taxis, you walk into the busier part of your neighborhood with no real destination in mind. You don't have to be in the theater till later this afternoon for dress rehearsal. You love your life, or you love the theater life, but goddamn, you were just not in the mood to deal with people like yourself. People who refuse to grow out of their theater phase of high school. Which, you know, going into this I agreed with, but turns out she teaches kids. She's an elementary school theater teacher, so I'm like, there's nothing to grow out of, fam. Your name is Isabelle Morgan, and you are 27 years old, and the rumble of your stomach suddenly reminds you that you ditched the breakfast your abuela made you. You should probably get something to eat before you make the walk to the theater, or maybe you'll see a friend on the way. Your mind is cluttered, you're unsure of where to focus your attention. For once in your life, you feel yourself being unsure of, well, yourself. Unsure of what you're doing. Unsure of where your life is headed. You don't even realize you're standing in the middle of the sidewalk, spaced out as you run through your whatever thoughts are in your head. You snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. When you hear the clearing of a throat behind you and begin to walk towards somewhere. You're not sure where that somewhere is. Do you need a drink? Some food? Both? Can you get both at 11 a.m.? Like I said earlier, you absolutely can. In a city as big as this, probably. The city might sleep, but it's too early for an afternoon siesta. It's noon by the time you finally figure out where you want to spend your afternoon and grab a drink that you desperately need. Or maybe the food will be enough to put you back into your usual chipper mood. You enter the Popeyes bar fuchsia not too far from the park where you were seated at, making sure to close the door quietly behind you so you won't draw too much attention. You don't want your bad mood to become even worse. Taking a step forward, you stand in the intersection of the Popeyes and the bar, contemplating which direction you were going to take. I'm in the Popeyes. I'm in the bar. I'm in the combination Popeyes bar. So last time we did the bar and the game immediately ended, so this time we're gonna go to the Popeyes. You decide you need food in yourself more than you need a drink. The growl of your stomach is loud enough for people passing by to hear, and that's embarrassing to say the least. I feel like the most embarrassing part of your day was that you were humming Not Hamilton, so... You haven't felt this hungry in a while. Maybe your bad mood is pushing you to eat for comfort. Either way, you enter the Popeyes. You take a quick glance over the menu before eyeing the tall man who stands behind one of the registers. Wow, this man is so fucking hot. You find yourself staring longer than you should. Thankfully, he's busy with another customer and isn't paying that much attention to you. that is the first time playing this game that we've gotten that immediate reaction from the main character, so that's interesting. I mean, I like Malik. I wouldn't say he's hot, but, you know, what do I know? The previously sour mood is dispersed into thin air by now. As you approach his register, you can feel the repressed theater nerd rising up at you at full force. Oh, Lord. You are at a Popeyes, not a Waffle House. Please do not do this to me. So, I'm thinking that I want to drown some dry biscuits with a shot of tequila. Nice to know you don't drink much. That's a call-out. You really don't, and when you do, it's typically something like a Max Hard Lemonade or some wine cooler your friend bought after the parties. Yeah, not much of a drinker. I dabble more in the cool drug scene. Nothing crazy, just the shit grown from the earth. Sounds like my lit professor, my fall year, my last lit professor, he said no white drugs, only what grows out of the earth. Jesus Lord, you're so fucking lame. Maybe you need to stop spending so much time around 12-year-olds and more time around your friends. You should have at least called it the devil's lettuce. That would have been funny. So, what can I get for you? It's Tuesday. We got a special. 2 wings, fries, and a biscuit for $3. $3? Damn, that's a steal. At the Eater Camp, they give the counselors a discount, but I'm really over those dry sandwiches. I bet they got y'all with those dry-ass turkey and ham sandwiches with inspired mayo and mustard. You make a face of disgust. At least you're not alone with this shitty camp food experience. I knew the mustard was expired. Mustard isn't supposed to be spicy. That's a lie. There's spicy mustard. There's literally spicy mustard. Dijon mustard is spicy. Really? I can't handle spicy food. My abuela makes fun of me for it all the time. I'm gonna make fun of you too, damn bitch. Abuela? ¿Eres latina? Oh, I don't speak much Spanish. I mean, I do, but my Spanish is pretty ugly, so I try not to speak too much of it. Every time I do, people always have something to say. You've always been embarrassed by the fact that you can't speak it that well, mostly because you were the only one in your family who didn't. But, to be fair, it's not your fault your parents didn't decide to teach you to speak it till you were 18. They even made you take French classes until you were in college. I just realized just now that on her shirt, right there, that's Hamilton. Girl, you are 27 years old. Yeah, I agree. Writer of this dialogue definitely had a bad camp experience. The writers of this game are really fun. Like, everybody who's worked in development on this game is really fun. I know a handful of them. Like, I knew them before getting into this, and then I've gotten to know some of them after this, or am building acquaintances with. And so I think this game just chef kiss. There isn't any judgment here. I hardly speak English. Reassuring, at least he's not judging you like most people do. You assume he's not a Spanish speaker. Even they judge you for not knowing how to speak your native tongue, which doesn't really make sense to you. They can't speak it either, so really they have no room to judge. He points to his name tag, and you notice he's the only person wearing one. Maybe he's important around here? Name's Malik, manager of this 5-star establishment. What's the fucking situation? He's a motherfucking manager at the chicken store. Instead, he leans forward, resting his elbow on the table and propping his chin up on his hand. You find yourself laughing as well. To your surprise, it's your normal laugh. The laugh you've been told fills up a room and causes other people to tune in. Or, at least, gives a couple of frowns to turn upside down. Isabelle. But, everyone calls me Isa, and I am the greatest singer on the East Coast. Singing at random times is a hobby of yours. Maybe it's just the theater girl in you. The high note shifts your glasses ever so slightly, and you shift them back up the bridge of your nose. You don't need to tilt your head back that far. Singing? So, like, you do musicals and shit? Your face lights up like a tree on a Christmas card. It's rare for random strangers to ask you about your musical talents. People typically laugh, or in worst cases, give you an eye roll. You don't care for either of those reactions. Honestly, the only person who can ruin your self-esteem is yourself, and sometimes your abuela if she really pushes your buttons. Yeah, musicals. I do musicals. I run theater camps and perform on the weekends at the theater nearby. Bella Calissus? The one with the giant bird statue in front? Yeah, that's the one. I can't believe you know the name. Most people just call it the bird place. Oh yeah, I performed there a couple times. I personally know that he raps because he had a mixtape in every run, but let's let him tell it. You're a performer too? Oh, what kind of things do you perform? I rap in my spare time. I'm pretty poppin' in the neighborhood. They play my stuff like every Saturday night. Oh shit, I have to listen to your stuff one day. I'm not super into rap, I'm more of a show tunes person, but I'm always willing to try new things. Oh shit, yeah, so I don't have a copy on me today, but if you give me your number on, if you give me your number or Snapchat, I can send you a link to my BoundCloud so you can take a listen. Oh fuck yes, here. You know what, that's honestly a little sad because as we found out in Inoki's route, the mixtape is what has all the stuff, the SoundCloud is just the best of, so aw, that's a little bummer. You reach into your bag a bit too fast. A hot guy asking for your number? You're not about to pass up the opportunity. Hell, you're not here to block your own blessings. You unlock your phone and hand it over to him. Save your number and text yourself so you can have mine. Oh shit, yeah, sure I will. Hey, order whatever you want, it's on me. I guess you can get a manager's discount, anything for a future fan. Thanks. Trans rights. You know, it's interesting seeing the difference in how Malik talks to the different characters. Like, the Arihi route was way different from the Inoki route in this one. Like, this one is just, like, I've never seen, like, this... I don't know, it's interesting. I'm having a good time with it. I think it's fun. It's good to know that everybody's not the same. Oh, hold on, I got a text. Are you having a panic attack? Hey, it's Malik from Bop Eyes. This is Issa, right? Or was I just catfish IRL? Oh no! Catfish IRL? That don't make no damn sense, lol. Okay, maybe you're overthinking this. It takes you a bit to actually reply, more specifically about 20 tries before you finally force yourself to press send. Oh no, it's me, Issa. Sorry, I was in the shower. Girl! You can lie over text. It's what most people do, right? Oh, don't bother with that. Without me shit, I'm not with it. Anyways, send that link over. Okay, music. You listen to music all the time, so why are you nervous to listen to this? It isn't like this is a voicemail from an ex you've been dying to get away from. It's a BoundCloud music, which usually goes hard, but then again, you did meet this guy at a Bop Eyes. It actually isn't as bad as you thought it would be. It's pretty good. For your standards, at least, and you've been told you have pretty high standards when it comes to music. Clearly not, because your favorite musical is Hamilton. You decide to pick some of your favorite lyrics, writing it in your journal so you don't forget. I got my daughter, my son, and my baby ma's sitting in the back and looking at the site and on God, I'll punch a nigga in the jaw. And then go back and chill at the spa. So you're a rapper now? Those are your lyrics. I would never say he recorded my music. Even when we were doing hip-hop rap, I never said it. I hate this nigga. Real life Maliks are the reason my blood pressure's up all the time. Fuck. I would never. You do your fair share of policing when it comes to reclaiming slurs. Theater life is rough. LMFAO, it was just a test. Better have been because I ain't with it. We ain't doing that shit today. Oh. Anyways, I would love to hear you rap in person. Maybe we can do a little collab or something. Little, oops, caught myself in rap mode. Oh, you be recording? That's crazy. Yeah, I record in the studio with some of my friends. I can get us a spot whenever, just say the word. Nothing but covers of musical songs, and pretty damn good covers too. Shit, I didn't know you were on it like that. Hey, maybe we should hang out a bit more before we head to the stew. How about I take you somewhere nice? The little pink... like pink... like Pink Lobster. Then we can walk around for a little bit and you can tell me about your theater life. Fuck yes. I'm free, I think, on Thursday? How about I meet you at the Pink Lobster at like 8? Sure, why not? See you then. A date. You haven't been on a date in years, probably. And with a guy you let miss 24 hours ago? Maybe today wasn't as bad as the day you thought it would be. You're late, and on purpose too. Damn, bitch. That is the opposite of what most people do, but okay. You're unsure why you wanted to be late. Maybe it was the fear of being early and being left alone to your own devices. You'd hate to look like a loser, alone at Pink Lobster. Like I said yesterday, do not be afraid of going to do things by yourself. It is a lost art. Just go and hang out at the movies, at the bars, at restaurants, whatever. Take yourself out. Go out by yourself. Have a good time. There is nothing wrong with that. Pink Lobster. The last time you were here, it was with your theater friends after a show. It's a bit out of your typical price range, but it was a special night. Your show had sold out and no one had fucked up during stage production and cues. It was a good time. You exit your Uber. That's the Ooblets Uber. You exit your Uber a few paces down from the street from the restaurant. It gives you some time to breathe, some time to decide if this is what you really want, or if you want to get on the nearest bus and go home. Ultimately, you decide it's for the better and walk up to the steps. As you get closer, you see a familiar face. Checking his breath? Shit, at least he's aware. Need a mint? You know we're about to eat some cheddar biscuits, right? You hug him as a greeting. People do that on the first date, right? It was nice, comforting, and you were always one to give a good hug no matter what the situation or who the person is. He doesn't seem to take it badly, though. He even hugs you back. Now, there is a sense of comfort you haven't had in a long time. Nah, we good. We? Haha, nah. I just meant me as in we. Or we as in me. I'm good. You may hang around teenagers and preteens from camps, for your camp, but there's still some slang you haven't picked up on yet. Never been here before? No, I don't really eat much seafood. My dad didn't really let us when we were younger and I never grew out of it. Oh shit. Okay, so I can help you. My friends and I come here all the time after shows. Despite only being here a few times, you memorized the menu pretty well. It's a talent of yours. You don't even go out to eat that often, but menus have always fascinated you. It's kind of embarrassing though, hence why you pretend to look over the menu. So how about the ultimate grab fest? We can share it. It comes with like 4 sides and we can just eat off each other's plate. Yeah, that sounds nice. Maybe you're being too eager, or maybe he's just as confused as you were once when you lost your Pink Lobster virginity. Please don't call it that. You call over the waiter rather loudly, almost forgetting you weren't in a theater. Then again, it is as dark as the place you typically perform in, with only light coming from right above your table. God, it's so dark in here. It's almost like they don't want you to see what they're feeding you. What's up with restaurants with dark lighting? With dark lighting, they could put a rat in your food and you wouldn't even notice. Girl you into Popeyes. Enjoying some good pasta and then it's like, oh shit, it's a rat. That would be a great ad-lib for one of your songs. Maybe not the rat part, but the oh shit could work wonders. Oh, she's so awkward. How do you choose your beats anyway? Actually, when did you get into rapping? You squinted him from behind your glasses. You just made a joke and he isn't laughing? How rude. But with further inspection, you realize he isn't paying attention. Maybe he's spaced out? You wave your hand in front of his face. Hello, Earth to Malik? Oh shit, sorry. I was too lost in your eyes. You are so beautiful, queen. Okay. No more Malik. We have progressed past the need for Malik. You nearly blurted out gross, but you have a lot more self-control than usual. Maybe it's because it's a stranger and you don't really want to fuck up so early in your friendship. I was asking about your rap life. When did you start doing it? It was back in high school. Me and my friends would just cut class to go to this guy's house down the street. He was some retired DJ, but he always played beats loud enough to be heard from the classrooms. He always welcomed us and gave us weed. We would stay there for hours, freestyling and shit. You cut class too? God, I hated high school. Who among us did not? Wait, what? Do not lie to impress this fuckboy. Isabelle, you are better than this. You didn't hate high school. You loved it, actually. Wait, did you peak in high school? Is that why your life is so whack now? Ain't we all? Why'd you skip school? Well, I don't know if you kind of skipping school. We were technically still in school, just not in class. So you were a fake rebel, huh? No, I was bad as hell. We were just in the theater room all the time, practicing for plays outside of school, watching musicals, you know, theater stuff. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Look. I don't know if we're being real. Tell me about the theater life. Theater life was awesome. Typically, I had the main role, but I gave it to someone else. You know, there aren't really that many humble people in theater. Thank you, Esther. Everyone is like me, and they don't really realize that for theater to work, people have to like collaborate. Like rap, it's kind of just a solo thing, right? I mean, it can be. I've done some collabs with my friends, and that's cool or whatever. But sometimes it's a relationship between the producer and the rapper. I don't make my own beats. My man does that for me. I try to make music once. I understand why you don't make your own. Haha, yeah. So I do more of the scene shit. Somebody remind me to Photoshop Malik looking scene later. So I do more of the scene shit. I write out my raps, no influence from anyone. Well, I guess the women I interact with are my muse. Bad. Oh, so does that mean I'll be in one of your songs? We'll see. I was serious about that collab. I would love for you to be in one of my shows. I don't do free gigs though. There better be moolah attached. I mean, maybe, or I could pay you in something better. I wanna die. Sex already? Are you already that desperate for affection for some touch that wasn't platonic? Platonic sex isn't a thing, right? Oh, honey. Oh, honey. You can't bed me that easily. Huh? Oh, gross. No, I meant free tickets to our shows. I could give you a summer pass. Shit, that sounds even better than some pussy. I wanna die. I mean, what the fuck is this argument? Is this man already making you blush? Are you that easy, or has it really been that long since anyone paid attention to you? You hate how vulnerable he makes you feel, but, you know, maybe vulnerability isn't a bad thing. He allows himself to be vulnerable around you as well, which is a bit of a surprise, considering you two just met not too long ago. Maybe he's in the same boat as you and just wanted some attention, too. You doubt it, though. This man is hot as hell. Even if he does work at Popeyes, you know he's getting some action. That doesn't stop you from resting your hand on top of his own, your nails slightly digging into the back of his fingers. They're nice, manicured. Thank God for a man who cares about his hygiene. Thankfully, your food arrives and you pull your hand away to make room for the plates. Here, let me do the honors. You forgot to wash your hands before sitting. Thank God for those little towelettes they offer. After you clean the day's dirt from your hands, you grab a crab leg, flexing your muscles as you crack it open without using the tool provided, offering him the meat inside the leg. Power move. Absolute power move. Good job, queen. Here, you eat the meat inside, not the shell. Well, I'm sure people can eat the shell, but I wouldn't. Also, you can, like, dunk it in butter and sauces, like hot sauce. This isn't really the place for good crabs. I'll take you to a real seafood spot. He leans over to take a bite. Classy. Maybe he's into you. Or maybe he just has poor table manners, which isn't very classy. Not bad. I remember the first time I had crab. It was after some performance in middle school. One of the rich moms wanted to take us somewhere fancy, so we went to a fancy seafood restaurant. The food sucked. It was super unseasoned and dry. But the crab was good. I had a bunch of crab legs that night. God, theater life really is just about going to as many restaurants as you can before you get sick of it. Because it's traditional. After a show, you go to whatever restaurant the king is feeling. And it's usually Benny's. God, I hate Benny's. What self-respecting theater kid goes to Denny's instead of Waffle House after a show? I've been there so much that I practically know my order now. You pause for a moment, reflecting on your theater experience. It really is about doing something over and over again to get pretty much the same results. No matter the production, no matter the cast, it's always the same thing. You've been doing this for well over 20 years. How are you not tired of it? Why did you decide to throw your dreams of being on Broadway away to become a theater teacher? Is there more to yourself that you couldn't achieve because you thought you weren't good enough? Is your boring and unsatisfying life your fault? Theater is just hard, and people don't understand? Like, I've been working on a script for the longest time, and I hardly have time to work on it these days because I'm directing and teaching young kids how to act. Like, I love my job, I do, but I wish I could maybe not do my job, just my own thing, and have the money to support myself. I get that. I wish I could stop working at Popeyes and just perform music full time. But I am making Travis Scott money, so I can't do that yet. Being a creative is hard. It's hard and no one understands. Maybe it's your fault, but you can't have an anxiety attack over it right now. You're in the middle of Pink Lobster. Your leg is shaking under the table as you attempt to calm your thoughts. Before you know it, there's a hand on your cheek, and you find yourself leaning into it more than you would like. You hope you cleaned him beforehand. You have very sensitive skin. How about we get out of here? You weren't expecting him to have a car. Does Popeyes pay enough for him to afford a car? Maybe he's making money off his Bound Cloud music, or maybe he has another job on the side. Hey, if he has money, you're not complaining. You asked him to take you home, not wanting to ruin the night with your anxiety, which was probably evident with how hard you were shaking your leg on the car ride home. Once you two approach your apartment building, though, it seems to disappear, or at least manifests into something else. Regret? No, that's not it. Sadness? Are you sad? If you were really sad, you would have been blasting the soundtrack to Chicago by now. For once, you can't figure out what you're feeling, but you know one thing for sure. Overlaying the night sky, the glow from the slightly open window shines down on the street below, and it's nearing the end of spring, the air cool and light. Your siblings and cousins are probably in the living room arguing over games, but the sound of 70s salsa music drowns them out. You hear the distant sound of your grandmother singing along, probably in the kitchen folding laundry or looking over her tarot cards. You realize you have zoned out for the majority of the car rides. You snap back to reality. Yup, there goes gravity. Glancing over at him and realizing the sound of salsa music and your grandmother singing can't be heard anymore. Could he hear it? Or was that just a sound so familiar it became associated with its home? You realize the sound of old school hip hop sounds to silence next to you. Next to you, Malik is quietly rapping along. It's nice. It soothes her nerves in a way you never thought was possible. How have you become so comfortable around him in so little time? So, here we are. Yeah, here we are. Do you live alone? You wanna fuck on the first night? I thought that was against theater code. There's no backing out now. You decide it's time to allow yourself to feel a little something. It's about time you have fun of your own accord. You're finally gonna get laid. Reaching into your purse, you pull out a sandwich baggie full of pre-rolled blunts. You're a master at rolling. It's your title at work. Want to smoke? Where have you been all my life? The theater. You light up. Your anxiety can wait. You've got sex to be had and a blunt to smoke. You lose track of time as he pulls up to his apartment, leaning back with your eyes closed as you hold the lit blunt out the window. He parks and you glance up to see where he's taking you. Don't smoke and drive. Not too far from where you live, thankfully, just in case shit hits the fan and you need to Uber home. Like a $7 Uber ride, not too bad. You don't even notice him on your side of the door until he opens it, bending down to let you climb onto his back. He's either romantic or he really wants to get laid. Your ride awaits. You don't have to do all that. I can walk. This nigga is so corny. You are my queen of the evening. It is my duty to serve you. Cheesy and cute. You find yourself resting your glasses on your forehead so you won't poke him with them. As he adjusts his grips, you make sure to hold that blunt nice and tight. His apartment is cleanish, thank God. You've had your fair share of dirty apartments, and your room isn't exactly spotless, but he doesn't have to know that. You're at his place right now. Maybe this escalates more, you can find it in yourself to clean your room. So, welcome to Casa Day. The blunt is put out on the ashtray in the living room before you poke around for anything suspicious looking. You seem to be in the clear, and with that taken care of, you finally decide to stop overthinking and just let your movements think for yourself. And before you know, it's 2 a.m. and your hair is spread around your head like a halo. God damn, do you feel like you're in heaven. Heaven with men getting you blunts? Maybe this is too good to be true. Men can never be that good to you. I thought you weren't trying to fuck. I said maybe. Not yes or no. It was a maybe. You feel his arm wrap around your shoulder. It's a little sweaty and kind. Sweaty and kind of gross, but you allow it. Cuddling and smoking is always fun. This was nice. Thank you. No need to thank me. You're the one that planned this. I mean, yeah, I guess I should give him all the credit. There's a state of bliss and peace you hardly feel. You realize your life is rather chaotic and you don't give yourself enough time to relax. You take your last hit, handing it back to him and yawning. At ease, you close your eyes. For once, you feel at peace. Someone's enjoying themselves. Huh? Oh yeah, I don't really get much peace at home. I still live with my family. 3 sisters, a brother, my abuela, and my parents. Sometimes my tío lives with us, but he's with his girlfriend right now. That usually doesn't last long, though. So you have a big family, too? Yeah. I love them, but I just need space to myself. I feel that. Once I got my degree, I had to get the fuck out of the house. I have 3 brothers and a sister. My dad is insane, and my mother doesn't really get enough credit for the shit she puts up with. I want to buy her a house and a car, hopefully get her financially stable enough to leave my dad. Yeah, same. I want to get my family houses so they don't have to live with us when shit doesn't work out. Yeah. Shit doesn't work out all the time, it seems. You're both quiet for a while, allowing him to finish off the blunt. There's a crash somewhere, you're not sure where. At first you think it's outside, but Malik isn't reacting to it. Maybe it's in your head, because you feel yourself tense up. Your eyes snap open and you stare at the ceiling. You can't do this. I know this was nice, and it is nice, really nice, and I enjoy spending time with you, but... He cuts you off, and for once you aren't angry about it. It's much needed, and it helps you gather your thoughts. With several anxiety attacks you nearly have this evening, you realize that you just can't. You literally can't do this. You can't fall for this man. You can't pursue any type of relationship with him, or continue to sleep with him, no matter how mind-blowing the sex was. Was it really mind-blowing, or was it just something you needed? Something to take the edge off that no blunt or drink could ever do? You have issues of your own to figure out. You have issues with your life, how you feel trapped in a never-ending dream. You have your own problems to... You're 27 years old and you can't even move out because of how much they rely on you. You feel like your life isn't your own. You feel like someone is controlling your every move, and whenever you start to think too hard about it, you panic. Anxiety fills your blood, or veins, and replacing the blood that keeps you alive. Look, I like you, but I'm really not in the condition to pursue anything serious with you. It wouldn't be fair to you to do that if I can't commit to you 100%. I'm not mentally fit enough to worry about dating right now. You can't get hurt if you're the one rejecting him, right? Yeah, I get it. We can just be friends though, right? I still want to see you perform. Friends. You can do friends. Friends are what make the world go round. Friendship is the only constant in your life that makes you feel like you're in control. Or at least they keep you sane. Of course, yeah, friends. I can do that. I still want to take you to some more seafood places. Hell, maybe I can introduce you to my own friend group. That doesn't seem too exciting to him. Despite your tone, he even yawns. But you realize it's around 3 a.m. and oh my god, his hand is in your hair and you find yourself melting against him. Your voice muffles as you bury your face in his chest. Falling asleep on me already? I've been up since like 7. Cut me some slack, queen. He falls asleep before you do, and you don't sleep much that night, but for once that doesn't bother you. At least you know you need some therapy. And... whoops. Well, that was the end of that. Alright. That was fast, honestly. That was a lot faster than I know he's route yesterday, although maybe that was a me thing. I'm not quite sure. But that was a good route. I enjoyed that, and I am looking forward to see how that looks in the full game. Seems interesting. Malik can't catch a break though, can he? Because, like, none of these relationships have panned out. Alright. I'm going to go get some more coffee, and then we will hop into, last but not least, Ashley's route.